what is so intriguing about fintechs for African founders, and maybe how big is the market in Africa and in Southern Africa, where you are in your region?
We definitely have seen a rise on fintechs on the continent with over 5,200 startups, half of them that have been started. You will see that half of them and majority of them is in the fintech space. Why is this the case? One might ask. We've talked about this in the previous episode, where you will see that in order for the e-commerce or startup economy to work, e-commerce has to work, and fintechs, logistics, all of these get to play a key role in setting up that critical infrastructure that will enable startups and technology companies to work. So yeah, it's a no-brainer that we're seeing more fintechs, and I'm glad that we're actually having that infrastructure being built. In terms of transaction value, this year alone, we've seen close to about 195 billion in transaction value being transacted across fintechs on the continent, and this is expected to increase even by 2025, close to about 50%. So it's quite significant and a huge jump in terms of transaction value of money being transferred on the continent through fintechs. And also, it's great to note and also mention that in our case, it's not so much about the technology that facilitates these transactions to happen, but it also borders down on the impact side, which is inclusion. As you know, Africa has one of the youngest populations. And so with that, we have young people that are accessing these smartphones, these digital services for the first time. And not only beyond just the young people in rural areas and other parts of the continent have never even transacted on a digital platform. And what these fintechs and technologies are doing is providing that opportunity for them to participate in trade and economic activities in the different countries as well. We're aware, most of you know M-Pesa, which originated from Kenya, and they have been leading this mobile money technology, or at least pioneering it. And it all began from there, where we saw that it doesn't take someone having a smartphone for you to access financial services, but even with a simple feature phone, and through that same feature phone, imagine someone in a rural part of the country being able to access financial services. And this is access to a small bank account. Think of it as a bank account. They can have access to loan services, credit services, and that's a huge milestone in this particular space. So we're seeing a lot more of that happening across the continent, Southern Africa, multiple other regions. And one of those startups or fintechs that are leading in the fintech space or startup space in Zambia is Lupia.